will cool off even more overnight. With Omaha's most accurate weather team, I'm 6 News meteorologist Brad Sugden on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Schrock Innovations presents Nebraska's #1 independent computer repair company with offices in Omaha and Lincoln. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, and Papillion. 866-496-8772. Those are the numbers to join us on the program today. And this is one of those mornings where pretty much everything that could possibly have gone wrong has. I mean, you know, man, it's been my computers are locked up all around me, and, you know, driving in today, it was just, you know, one thing after another, and, you know, the baby didn't sleep good last night, and just, man alive, you know. But I am here, and you are here, so let's do this. By the way, if you would like, you can join us live on Facebook, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, where you can watch the show if you're on the go. That's like Dr. Seuss stuff there. Watch the show if you're on the go. We've got little kid stuff on the brain today. But yeah, you can take it out live there. You can also comment. I do try to pop in during the breaks and answer comments and things like that. It's a little much for me to answer them while I'm talking on the show. I'll try sometimes, so if you hear like a clicking noise, that's my brain slowing down just a bit. All right, so we had a fun experience this week over at Schrock. For the first time ever, Microsoft has released a creators update and then pulled it because there's a bug. Remember way back in the beginning of Safe Upgrade when I said that we limited this to 1,000 because if something goes wrong and Microsoft has some major epic calamity happen, we don't want to have a situation where we have, you know, tens of thousands of people trying to call us and figure out what's going on. Because let me tell you, with just we have just about 1,000, a little under 1,000. There's still like 30 or 40 copies left on the website. You can still pick up Safe Upgrade if you want to, but and the update is not out yet, so you still have time to do it. They pulled it. So basically, what happened is Microsoft released the update. We released the update. 148 of those 1,000 people, roughly, managed to successfully install the update within the 2 to 3 hour window that the update was up and out. After that, some people said they had problems because they couldn't hit the server, said it wasn't responding or things like that. That's because we were taking it offline at that point. We pushed out a Facebook post just saying, hey, this is what happened, and I boosted it just to make sure everyone would see it quickly. We sent another email out to everybody letting them know. You know, here's the problem. Microsoft said there was a major bug in the creators update that was significant enough to delay its release. They called it a blocking bug. I have no idea what that means, a blocking bug. They don't give us any details about what that is or what it does. The bottom line is that if your computer rebooted after doing the Safe Upgrade, you're good to go. If it didn't, that's the situation. For example, situations. We had one customer who had installed the update, and everything went great except all their documents were gone. Not all the documents files, but just the documents, just like Word files and Excel files and things like that were gone. So yeah, I mean, this is exactly why you have Safe Upgrade. We had 2 customers and 1 employee whose computer automatically downloaded and installed the creators update before Microsoft pulled it. Imagine the scenario there. If this would have gone out for more than, you know, a few days before they pulled it out, all the people that would have received this update that could have had some serious issues. Now, the bottom line is if your computer got the update and rebooted successfully, you're fine. You're good to go. If you had a problem, you would have seen the problem by now. On the other hand, if you didn't get the update for some reason, it could have been because we pulled the update, and then we yanked the update just about as quick as you could yank an update. I mean, so there's a right and proper way to do it. You know, you change all the verboseness in the Safe Upgrade program that says, yes, you know, we're going to pull this update, and yes, if you would like to get more information, click here to view this wonderfully interesting page over at SchrockInnovations.com where you can learn all about it. We got to write that page, and while we're writing that page, people are downloading the botched update. We got to change Safe Upgrade to say, it's not time to do the upgrade yet when you click on the thing and try to run it. But while we're changing those database flags, somebody's downloading the update. So what we did is we killed the update first. We removed the update from the server, so people who tried to download it, it would just sit and spin. Like, wouldn't, it was worse than, so people called back and said, I couldn't get it to work. Go ahead and try again. Oh, wait, it says it's not ready yet. There we go. That's why. And so it was solved. But of those 148 people that did Safe Upgrade, on average, we received 1.26 calls per person. If that and it wasn't a lot of here's the thing, they were calls about stuff. Please, for the love of all that's holy, folks, if we send you pictorial directions on how to run the thing in the email, please read the directions. Because if we wouldn't have had calls about how to run it, we would have had about 0.26 calls per. But basically, you go to your Schrock account, and this time we sent pictures, like in the email, like go to your Schrock account, you click here, and then we drew a little circle around it, click here, click there, click there, click there, and then we got it done. And of course, we were helpful to everybody, we were very polite to everybody, but there were a couple moments where we had technicians banging their heads off the table because when we literally sent pictures, so you didn't even have to speak English, and nobody even looked at our pictures. And it's like, and now 100 phone calls at 5 to 6 minutes a phone call. If you were having trouble getting through to the service centers on the phone lines this week, now you know why. 866-496-8772. But on the upside, now we have 148 people who know exactly what to do. Like, they are on it. And so when we release it to everybody else, we should be able to handle the onslaught there a little bit better. So basically, this is why you have Safe Upgrade. This stuff happens. Weird things happen with these huge updates. And Safe Upgrade, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because if you want it, you probably already have it. If you aren't going to get it, you probably don't have it. But Safe Upgrade is the product, is the program that helps keep your computer and your data and everything together through the upgrade process. It checks your hard drive's health. It checks your status of your third-party software. It checks your antivirus status, and then it installs the update. And then if something goes wrong with the update, you have a warranty with Schrock. So like the person who had their data disappear, typically data recovery is not included in a regular warranty. In this particular case, it wasn't a huge deal to scan her hard drive to see what we could get back. So we're working on that for her under the warranty as well. So that's one of the benefits of working with a local company. We will help you out. 866-496-8772. So geopolitically, it's been a fun week as well, from what I understand. There was a little pew 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 going on, flying around. The Empire is striking, and all the evil forces of the planet over there in Syria were getting rocks dropped on their head, apparently. In the meantime, the hackers have been busy. Everyone's concerned, what's Russia's response going to be? Because Russia was pretty bellicose with their threats about what they were going to do. They were going to shoot down those missiles. They were going to fire up their super fancy radar defense knock 'em down systems, and they were going to shoot those fancy American missiles out of the sky. Well, that never happened for some reason. And then afterward, nothing happened. Now, I know it's a little bit of time till November, so the funny thing was there was a marked increase in the number of trolls on the internet. No joke. I'm not being funny with this. They call them trolls. They're people who go on the internet, and they are specifically on the internet to post comments to get a rise out of people. So there was I saw a social media. It's kind of funny because you can watch CNN, you can watch Fox News, you can watch you can go to the websites of all the local news places, and then go to RT.com. RussiaToday.com, which is their English-speaking news website. And it's kind of funny because the news there, it is just accurate enough that it could pass as a real news station, and then there's just a little nugget in there about something. You're just like, that's garbage. That's not true. But anyway, so it was pretty funny. You go to the RT website and you can see the kind of the Russia perspective of what they were trying to march on it, and it's all just muddying the water. It's all like, oh, it was the British that did that, and the British are killing Syrians with chemical gas and blaming it on us. And, oh, look, here's a picture of like a makeup scene where the Americans were doing Hollywood-style special effects on these children and laying them on the street and taking their pictures saying, look, these poor children were killed by these evil Syrian dictator people. Wow, this is terrible. We have to do something. And, then there's the John McCain rumor. I don't know if you've heard the John McCain rumor. But wherever John McCain goes, within a year there's a war. And he went to Syria last year. No joke. He went there. They have, this is a story on Russia Today, okay? So they had pictures of John McCain. Here's John McCain in Iraq, and they circle him in the background like he's hiding, like it's like, where's Waldo? There's John McCain. Then over here, there's John McCain. Oh, here's John McCain in Syria. There he is. See him back there? He's in the back. He's in the back. Look for the guy in the back. There he is. But anyway, so what's Russia going to do? And the big worry out of Russia is an asymmetrical response. Because what is pretty apparent from the kinetic response that was seen was that Russia doesn't really have the juice to stop what America wants to do there. So the question is, how will they respond in other ways then? And they discussed possibly deploying even more powerful, anti-aircraft systems to Syria now, which, there's some like S-400 or something that's supposed to be pretty good, top of the line kind of stuff, but they didn't put it in Syria yet. So they're talking about, small escalations, things like that. But in the week leading up to the Syria mess, there was some hacking activity going on. So there were hackers. Let's call them hacktivists, okay? Because I'm sure they're not state-sponsored by any government, So these hacktivists, they are sick and tired of watching those Russians mess with our elections. I mean, we are sick of it. Sick and tired. Not just tired, not just sick. Sick and tired of it. You know what we're going to do? Let's take a look and see if them Ruskies got some Cisco switches. They do. Apparently they like good tech as much as everybody else. Well, apparently there's a vulnerability in a few of these Cisco switches. And bad guys that hack in can create a program that runs on the internet to find these switches, so that then once they have access to the switches, they can get access to the computers and hack into them too. So they found all these Cisco switches that were vulnerable. And because these are hacktivists, right? These aren't just bad people. These are bad people who really care. And these hacktivists go out and they find all of these Cisco switches in Americas. US, Canada, Britain. They find all America, its allies. They find all these Cisco switches that are flawed. And because these are good guys, they patch them. They patch them so that the flaws are gone. Yay! But they did find a number of these switches also running in Syria, Iran, and Russia. What would a hacktivist do with that intel? Well, let's see. How about we display an American flag on their computer screen and say, stop messing with, and they meant to say our elections, but it was like, they misspelled it. It was like, stop messing two elections. TOO. They just screwed up. So, because, if it was perfect English, it would be obvious who the hacktivists were, right? I mean, we got to misspell a word or two in there. It's kind of like when you're cheating in high school. You got to miss a couple on purpose. Otherwise, the teacher knows you're cheating because, there's no way you could have got an A on your own. She knows you. So, the hacktivists put up the American flags on the screens of all the Russian computers, say, stop messing with our elections, and then blast the systems. Oh, boy. And the thing is, that's an asymmetrical response. So I don't know who the hacktivists were or why they specifically did what they did, but bravo. 866-496-8772. But the thing is, it just shows you all those switches in the U.S. and Britain and Canada were also vulnerable, and that Russia also knew about that. They were just sitting on that intel because they could use it to get access to the systems. There's no point. Why would you throw a flag up on someone's screen and flaunt the fact that you could access their computer anytime you wanted to? If you were an intelligence service, you wouldn't. You would just sit there quietly. Just like everyone was all mad at the NSA. Look, they compiled this huge pot of vulnerabilities. That's their job. That's what they do. Their job isn't to make your computing life safer. Their job, because the thing is, people use Windows around the world. And so if the NSA figures if we're the only ones who know about it, then that's okay. But of course, there's no way to know you're the only one that knows about it. So if I knew of a vulnerability in these Cisco routers, let's say, and if I knew for a fact that perhaps one of my adversaries also knew about this vulnerability, what a great way to neutralize their advantage while also poking them in the eye, right? I've patched all of my friendly switches, so now the vulnerability doesn't matter. I didn't patch any of the Russian or Iran or Syrian ones. And we also, threw some American flags on their screens. I say we, but I mean that in the the brotherhood sense of we, not like we like American intelligence agencies, because of course they have better things to do, deep state stuff and all that, than, actually attacking adversaries. 866-496-8772. All right. We're going to take our first break of the program, guys. We have a bunch of stuff to cover today. We're going to tell you a little bit about what's going down with Secure Updater. You may have noticed that new version that rolled out a few weeks back. We're going to remind you about that because I've been in the service center and I've seen some people not running it. So I want to have you take a moment to take a look down there by your clock and make sure that you've got the new Secure Updater running. Also coming up on the program, your calls, 866-496-8772. More of the show when we come back next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it. Every person listening to this broadcast has either experienced data loss or knows someone who has. When you think about it, you have a lot more data stored in many more places than you'd like to admit. Have you downloaded those videos from your phone, backed up the pictures on your iPad, or even tackled that sometimes daunting task of backing up your entire computer's hard drive? Most people just don't back up their stuff, and that's why Schrock Innovations has one of the most advanced data recovery centers in the Midwest. Equipped with the latest DDI data imaging devices, state-of-the-art custom recovery software, and Omaha's best data recovery technicians, Schrock Innovations has a 96.8% success rate when recovering data from damaged hard drives, flash drives, camera cards, and more. We all know we should back up our data, but if you are ever caught in a data loss nightmare, call the experts at Schrock Innovations to get your data back right where it belongs, safe and backed up on a stable hard drive. Compute This Pro Tip 299. There are enough mothballed computers in U.S. homes to give one to every man, woman, and child in the country. Many of these computers find their way into landfills where they can leak cadmium, lithium, and other nasty chemicals into the groundwater. Schrock Innovations is very proud of the fact that we recycle more e-waste every year than we create. You can drop off any old or broken computer equipment to our service centers at any time, free of cost. We only charge $15 just for monitors because they are especially difficult to process. No appointment is required, and we accept all computer-related equipment like printers, keyboards, speakers, and accessories. Additionally, the rare earth elements in computers can be recycled right here in the U.S. to reduce our reliance on supplies from foreign countries. Take a moment, drop off your old computer equipment today, and Schrock will make sure it's properly recycled and put to good use right here in the U.S. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. We are rolling on, and forgive me if I'm a little punchy this morning. I got about a half a night's sleep for the last week. My wife's getting it far worse than I am, though. Usually the lovely Kimberly is like awake and listening to the program and commenting on Facebook and everything, but I would not blame her one bit. That little peanut last night, I don't know what his deal was. Perhaps he's like, what the heck? I was born in California and now it's snowing in spring. You know, what's going on here? So forgive me if I'm a little punchy. When I'm tired, I tend to, wander on tangents more than usual. 866-496-8772. During the break there, I was perusing the comments on Facebook. Good morning to Winston. Thank you there for checking in with us. And Alice mentioned here on Facebook that her update, and she's talking about the Windows 10 Creators Update for spring 2018. It starts and then stops, and it wants a product key, so she's stuck. This is the thing, Alice. That update is flawed. We stopped it from running. That's why you're having an issue. So basically, you don't have to do anything right now. You did not get it installed. The reason it didn't install on yours is because you had Windows 10 Professional, and that was the first update we pulled. That's why it's asking you for a key. It's trying to use a Windows 10 Home key to install a Windows 10 Home version. Or it's asking you for a home key because you have Pro and you're trying to install a home version of Windows 10. That's why it's not working. So literally, like I said, we tore it out by the roots. Don't worry about that. Just let it slide. In 2 weeks or so, Microsoft has not given us they never officially said it was coming out on the 10th. Therefore, we can't officially say now it's been delayed. right? So the unofficial word is give them a couple weeks to sort it out. So my guess is sometime late in the coming week or next week. I did have one report from Lincoln Service Center from a technician who believed that it did install automatically on a customer's computer, but that could have been the previous update that was released there as well. So no problem there, Alice. You're good to go. Just give it a couple weeks, and then we will send an email and do a Facebook post like we did before, and a Facebook Live probably too, to let everybody know that the update is now released and it's ready to go. If your computer did automatically download and install that update, and you have an issue afterward, don't hesitate to bring that into the service center to get it looked at, because if one update's not enough, you're going to get another one in about 10 days. So you probably want to make sure that that you get that addressed, whatever the underlying issue is, before the second update comes out. And just so we're fair here, we did have quite a number of people contact us and say that the update just went swimmingly well, thank you. And that was with a flawed update. You know what I mean? So if the software was able to get the flawed update to install well and not exhibit any blocking problems, I'm like, what kind of blocking are we talking about here? Like traffic jams or blocking? Are we talking about like Minecraft stuff, like little blocky figurines? I don't understand. 866-496-8772. One of the things that a lot of people were a little bit talking about, and it surprises me, because if you go to driveadvisor.com, and it's driveadvisor, ERADVISER.com, driveadvisor.com, because we're American, DriveAdvisor is very English, and it was also taken. We tried to get that one first, so we had to come up with a plausible backstory why it's DriveAdvisor. That's why it's American. But basically, I can look at the DriveAdvisor website, and I can see how many users have DriveAdvisor installed. It's just generic stats. Of course, not like Facebook stats or anything. We wouldn't want to track you or weird stuff like that. Hey, Alice, your fourth hard drive is going bad. No, I'm just kidding, Alice. Your hard drives are fine. But right now, there are 3,831 users using DriveAdvisor. DriveAdvisor has been downloaded 4,567 times, for a total number of 10,222 scanned drives. So we've scanned 10,200 hard drives, because some people have external hard drives hooked up and stuff like that, and DriveAdvisor checks those drives as well. Now, detected failures, 1,499 hard drives. So 1,500 hard drives that we have scanned have been bad out of 10,200. Let's roughly call that 10% of all the hard drives out there are bad and people don't know it. 10%. If you do not have DriveAdvisor installed on your computer, it is completely free. There is no revenue model behind it. You install it, you go to driveadvisor.com, you click on download, you install it. It will ask you for your email address. The reason it asks you for your email address is so that it can send you an email when your hard drive is bad. It will also pop up down in the system tray down there, but we all pay so much attention to our alerts down there that, certainly it wouldn't be the need to send an email or some secondary thing. Because for our customers, an email, an alert, and a phone call is usually required to get them to, hey, your hard drive's bad. Oh, it is? Yeah, it is. Take a look at the drive. Oh, son of a biscuit, it is bad, Wow, yeah, let's get that taken care of before it dies and you end up in the data recovery lab. So driveadvisor.com, it's completely free. There's no ads, no garbage, no malware, nothing like that. You can get it free at driveadvisor.com, and make sure that you're not one of the 10% of people that have a hard drive that's failing now. All right, 866-496-8772. I'm going to try to resolve the technical glitch that does not allow me to see callers' names during the big break here. And then when we come back, your phone calls coming up next on Compute This.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen. Refresh your website, automate sales and marketing, and grow your business today with Schrock Interactive. Schrock Innovations has spent nearly 2 decades working to make your technology life easier, and the all-new SchrockInnovations.com is no exception. Now you can order new modular computers and solid-state laptops directly from our website, secure your computer with our virus-free guaranteed semantic endpoint software, find innovative new technologies like our modular storage devices, and get free help and tips. Take a look at the specials section to find sales on one-of-a-kind items, display models, refurbished units, and our latest special offers. Swing by the Compute This page to watch TV segments and archived radio shows, or even get one-on-one help through the Schrock Desk. As always, we respect your privacy, so we secure our website with the latest encryption technology and only the most secure payment methods. You can pick up your purchases at any of our 3 service centers or have them shipped directly to your door. The new SchrockInnovations.com makes technology simple. It's what we do. Compute This Pro Tip 843. Of all computer failures, the scariest and most expensive is the hard drive. But there are some steps you can take to save money and save your data before it's too late. Detecting failures early is important, so install a free utility like Drive Advisor from driveadvisor.com to monitor your hard drive's health and receive warnings when there's a problem. But most of all, hard drive failures happen slowly, so early detection is key to reducing the repair bill. Second, if your hard drive makes any unusual noises, immediately turn off your computer and do not turn it on again. These issues are physical problems, and the more you try to use it, the worse the damage becomes. Remember that most computer repair shops do not have the specialized equipment needed to recover data from a failed drive. Never open your drive or allow anyone else to do so. Open drives always cost more to recover. Schrock does not charge for data recovery evaluations and quotes, so let the local pros look at your drive before you make any recovery decisions. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The Pentagon doing some bomb assessment damage after this weekend's Allied missile strike on Syria.
Satellite photos show 3 of Assad's chemical weapons facilities obliterated, including a research center outside Syria's capital city. Chemical weapons storage sites also destroyed near Homs, 2 hours north of Damascus. A pair of U.S. Air Force B-1 bombers from Qatar fired 19 extended-range standoff missiles for the first time in combat at the research center.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Meanwhile, President Trump's taking heat for tweeting mission accomplished to sum up the strike. The State Department says,
saying that is an acknowledgement that the strikes worked. Not a single loss of American or allied life. Taking out 3 facilities that not only hosted but tested these chemical weapons, that in and of itself is a success.
Heather Nauert, Undersecretary of State for Diplomacy. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
Well, we're in store for mostly cloudy skies today and very, very cold temperatures. Highs only reaching the lower to middle 30s. Winds will be strong, gusting out of the northwest at times near 45 miles per hour. That'll put those feels-like readings down into the lower 20s, if not upper teens. Will cool off even more overnight. With Omaha's most accurate weather team, I'm 6 News meteorologist Brad Sugden on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, and Papillion. 866-496-8772. Those are the numbers to join us on the program. Coming up here after we take a few calls here, when will Microsoft decide that your version of Windows or your version of Office is obsolete? It might be sooner than you think. We did get some calls on this that some people's versions of Windows 10 are no longer supported by Microsoft. The Windows 10 Anniversary Edition, to be specific. So if you think you can get away, if you have some fancy pants way of not getting these updates, this is how Microsoft's going to make sure that you get them. So we're going to take that, cover that, as well as some other stuff like, what do all these smart cars run on for an operating system? Are they running Windows 10? What are they running? We're going to figure that out too. All right. So first off, let's jump into those phone lines. Let's go to Kay. Kay, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Yes, we have 2 laptop holiday specials from you.
Thank you.
And they both ran the Windows Updater. The one of them stopped at 55%, but I restarted it. It went through, and it did all the starting and restopping and everything. The second one, it was at night, so I do not know if it did the restarts or not. So how
Gotcha.
do I tell which version I have, and if I have the correct version, when they send out the new one, are they going to leave me alone?
All right, so first of all, you're going to get another update. You need another update. If you did the Windows 10 Spring Creators update that was released by Microsoft this last week, which we thought, hey, Microsoft released it, it's good to go. Turns out it wasn't good to go. It has a bug.
Right.
So you're going to get a new version. If you don't get it through Safe Upgrade, you're going to get it through an automatic download. The story is exactly the same. So imagine that you did one, and now you fast-forwarded 6 months, and now you're going to do another one. It's the same thing. Except the good news is you won't have to buy another Safe Upgrade for this one because the one you bought, we reset the database so they're all going to work again. So you'll be able to run those safe upgrades and get your computers upgraded just like you did the first time. And now you know exactly how to do it. It's like you had a dry run,
Yeah, well, I did. Although I did have. Sorry, pictures didn't work on the second one. I had to call Drake, and he helped me. He's
no
great,
problem.
by the way.
No problem. And, it's one of those things where we love to talk to our customers, and I say it with tongue in cheek a little bit, like, come on, read the directions, people. But there's some people out there who didn't even look, and they just called. At least you looked. You say, okay, hey, the pictures didn't come through. So there you go. So that's something. So
okay, so will it take as long with this redo?
It'll be exactly the same.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it basically the length of time that it takes to install one of the Windows Creators updates is dependent on how fast your internet connection is.
Yeah.
It's dependent on how fast your processor is, and more specifically how fast your hard drive is. So if you had a solid state hard drive with a 8th generation or 7th generation processor and a really fast cable connection, the whole update would take you 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't have all that.
Yeah, if you have a mechanical hard drive on a WinStream connection, yeah, you're looking at 3 to 5 hours. It's going to take some time.
No, this is CenturyLink, and I don't know. And I have a laptop special the year before last. Does that have a solid-state hard drive or not?
You said you have a holiday special? Yes, it has a solid-state hard drive. The weak spot there is your internet connection.
Yeah, right.
WinStream is a DSL internet connection, and they always get mad at me when I talk about this. And guys, I understand. Trust me, I'm opening up a data center, and we are looking at CenturyLink, and we're looking at Cox. We're looking at both of them.
Yeah.
But DSL technology is completely different from cable modem technology, and DSL technology has a firm ceiling. It can go yay fast and no faster, whereas cable modem technology gets exponentially faster every year. So that's why we're looking at it for the data center, because the connections are a lot cheaper through CenturyLink.
Uh-huh.
So, you can get a cheaper connection if you don't need the speed. And in this particular application we're working on, we don't need the speed so much as just an always-on, low-latency connection. So, it'll be pretty good. But anyway, so as far as you're concerned, you're absolutely fine. If you really want to know if both computers got the update, if you go down, where the start menu is in the lower left-hand corner? If you right-click on that, it's going to create a menu. Whenever you want more options, right-click on something. And so you right-click on it, you get a menu with options, and one of those options is called System.
Okay.
And you can click on System, and then it will tell you in the Windows specifications, it'll tell you what edition you're running, the version you're running, and the build number you're running. And so basically you can compare the two computers to see, look at the one that did the update, and that's the build number. Then you look at your other computer. If it has the same build number, then it got the update too.
Okay. Sounds good.
All righty.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Kay. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye.
All right. 866-496-8772. Ed, you're next up. What can I do for you on Compute This, Ed?
Well, I think you answered most of my questions. I did download all that Creator on both of my computers as soon as I got the email.
Good.
And so it's been rebooted and everything seems like it's working. But is there any chance of getting any kind of viruses or anything like that through this thing? Because I do have endpoint and all that.
Yeah, we'd love to know that, but Microsoft won't tell us what the bug is.
Oh.
But given that it's called a blocking bug, if it was called like an infecting bug, then I think maybe we'd know. But the blocking bug sounds like something that's supposed to go through isn't going through.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any kind of risk of infection or anything like that, because the build that we received is the same as the test build that went out before it. So basically, this build is more secure than the build you had before, but it has a bug, and the bug is probably, what it is? It's probably like, when you interface Windows 10 with a 3D printer and attempt to develop a 3D model of something to print on your 3D printer, you get blocked from doing it. It's probably something stupid like that, that our customers are never going to run into, because we haven't had a single person that has had a problem with this update, except for the people who could not get it to install, because maybe that's the blocking problem. We couldn't get it to install. They won't tell us what it is, but all they're saying is they're going to have a new version. They expect it to be out in a couple weeks. We've reset everybody's safe upgrade, so you'll be able to do it again when the time comes, and we will reach out to you in the exact same way. So this is a great opportunity. If you did not get the email, if you bought Safe Upgrade, but you did not get the email that said, hey, it's time to install, please make sure my email address is on your safe sender list. Make sure that I'm marked in, add me to your contacts. The easiest way to do this is to add me to your contacts. My name is Thor, Thor, and my email address that I send all communications from, that when I send those mass emails out to everybody, like when I send one to all the 1,000 people who bought, I use my real email address so that if you reply back to me, I see your reply. And it's tschrock, Tschrock. The T stands for Thor, and the Schrock stands for, well, Schrock, at SchrockInnovations.com. Tschrock at SchrockInnovations.com. Add that to your contact list, and then that way when we send an email, you're sure to get it.
Yeah, I was shocked when I got that email the next day that they shut it down. I thought, oh, geez, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, and that was one of the things. It was, oh my gosh, we were blown away. But this is what Safe Upgrade is for, guys. Imagine if you were navigating this on your own and you got this big update. On top of that, they released it on Patch Tuesday.
Yeah, I know they did.
So Patch Tuesday was this last Tuesday as well. So your computer was going to download patches and reboot anyway. So now people are epically confused. My computer says it has an important update it needs to install. Am I going to get the botched update? The answer is no, you're not going to get the botched update. You're going to get the Windows updates for the current version of Windows that you have that you will not need in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thanks again for all the good service I've had at Schrock, and I deal with Kyle at the Omaha store, and that guy is a great guy.
Well, thank you for that, and I'll pass that on to him because we had a conversation the other day. He says, "Gee, Thor, I seem to sure get a lot of people calling into the radio show talking about what a great job I do. Maybe it is coming up on review time, isn't it? Funny thing." So, he's gonna be rewarded for his good efforts. So, see, guys, if you really like a technician at Schrock and you call into the show and say nice things, I make them listen to the show.
And he don't work on Mondays and Thursdays. I know that.
You know his schedule. That's awesome.
That's right.
Well, and Robert's moving on to another position, so we might juggle him around a little bit while we get the new Peanuts trained up. We got to bring in a new one. Let's go Peanuts. Peanuts are babies. Let's call them Nuggets. Little Nuggets. We got to bring in some new Nuggets, get them trained up, make sure that they're going to work out, and then and get them going. But we want to bring in a couple new Nuggets. So if you know anyone who's looking for an IT related break fix kind of job on phones and computers, send them our way.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew somebody, you probably wouldn't be coming to us anyway, though, right?
Well, no, I like your service and all. You like your warranty and stuff, and I mean everything.
Well, thank you.
I tell everybody about that. You can't go get this kind of warranty at Best Buy or any other place or Office Depot. That's the only place to buy a computer.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And we have a little bit of news coming up in the break here too, or not in the break, but after the break. There's a whole new set of AMD processors coming out, the new AMD second generation Ryzen. So the Ryzen chips were released right around the holiday special time, and they're already in second gen status. These chips are destroying Intel. I mean, the Intel is on the ropes, and it's starting to show. They're starting to see the adoption of their chips going down a bit. The Spectre vulnerability really hit people hard when you lost 30% of your processing power if you had an Intel chip. Most of our customers didn't experience that because most of our customers have AMD chips. Ed, I really appreciate the kind words. I appreciate you doing business with us, and thank you for being a customer and listening to the program on Sunday. I appreciate it.
Okay, you have a good day. I don't think we're going to get no sun, but anyway, you have a good day.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ed. All right, 866-496-8772. Last call before the break. Greg, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This?
Okay, could have my computer automatically already downloaded the new Microsoft thing?
It's possible. We had a few that reported doing it, but not many. I would say less than a fraction of a percent.
Well, because my computer it's got a thing that comes up now automatically, malware, bytes, something, blah, blah, free trial. Okay. I never did anything to get it. And last week, after hearing your show, I downloaded Drive Advisor.
Good.
But now my secure updater is nowhere to be found on my computer.
Well, that's
so I'm thinking that the new update took away your security thing and put in that malware.
Gotcha.
Trial, whatever.
Secure Updater isn't antivirus software. So all it does is update your third-party programs. If anything happened, somewhere along the line you picked up a copy of Malwarebytes, and Malwarebytes should not detect Secure Updater as a threat, Not sure why it would have, but the thing is, when you say it's missing from the computer, is the icon missing down there by the clock?
Yep.
And have you looked for it in the hidden icons? Like you click that little up caret thing?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not in there?
Yeah, it's not there.
All right, now.
No.
This is one thing that we wanted to talk about on the program today. We've had some people confused because we released a new version of Secure Updater a few months back, and it has a different logo down there in the tray. There used to be, the old one was a circle with the letter U in the middle. That is gone now. Now it looks like a little shield with a little letter U in the middle. And the shield could be green, red, black, or yellow, depending on your status.
That might be there. I might have that green thing. Well, I clicked on it, but I didn't think it had any reference to whatever your company was.
Yeah, we changed the logo, and we sent an email out, but deliverability being what it is, it probably got set as spam by a bunch of companies because when we send 1,000 emails, nobody really cares. When you send the amount of emails for Secure Updater subscribers we have, you're starting to get in the tens of thousands, and then people get a little iffy about that. But the nice thing here that I want to remind you is if you're going to uninstall Malwarebytes, which I would recommend doing, Malwarebytes used to be great because you could run it when you wanted to run it. Now they want to be your antivirus solution, and it will interfere with your endpoint. So basically, you want to uninstall it. But before you uninstall it, one of the features of the new version of Secure Updater is Secure Updater will now detect when you install products that are covered by Secure Updater, as opposed to the old version when you installed it, whatever you had installed on the computer, that's what got checked to update. But then if you installed a new program, like 2 months later, Secure Updater wouldn't automatically detect that a new program was installed and then update that one. This version will. So if you don't uncheck Malwarebytes in Secure Updater before you uninstall it, every time you restart the computer, Secure Updater will reinstall Malwarebytes.
Okay.
Because your version 0 is smaller than the current version, which is, whatever. So therefore we install.
All right, well, you lost me, but I'll figure it out.
Yep. Uncheck it in Secure Updater, and then you can uninstall it just normally.
All right.
All right. Thanks for the call, Greg. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All righty. 866-496-8772. Final break of the program, guys. When we come back, all kinds of interesting stuff here. When will Microsoft end support for your version of Windows or Office? We're going to talk about that. All these smart cars, the Teslas and all these other cars, what are they running for software? We'll talk about that there. And also the first look at the second generation of AMD Ryzen processors. What can we expect to see in the next line of modular computers? All coming up next on Compute This.
Drive Advisor is a free program from Schrock Innovations that monitors your hard drive's health and tells you if it's going bad. Download it for free at driveadvisor.com. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another. Computer users have been buying the same old external hard drives for years. While our computers have been getting faster, we still do backups that take hours or watch epic progress bars creep by to move files. Schrock wanted more for our customers, so our innovators created the fastest external hard drives on the planet. Schrock modular storage devices are up to 50% faster than Seagate or Western Digital externals and are modular in the truest sense of the word. We can create whatever size and speed of drive you need for all of your needs, and all modular storage devices come with a data restoration guarantee. If you use our drives for backing up and your computer's hard drive fails, we'll restore your backup to your repaired computer for free. Fast, simple, and flexible technology solutions from Schrock Innovations. It's what we do. Compute This Pro Tip 578. Technology is constantly changing, so how can you tell when the time has come to recycle your old outdated computer and invest in a new one? Experts have rules of thumb and formulas, but Schrock believes the answer is simple. You should replace your old computer when it can no longer do the things you need in a secure way. For example, you should not be using operating systems like Windows XP or Vista because they're no longer maintained by Microsoft and they're not secure. And if your computer cannot run Windows 10, it's probably time to begin saving for a replacement. If your existing computer requires a repair and that cost is 50% or more of the cost of a new computer, it might be time to consider a replacement. But keep in mind, additional costs like data transfers and important software you have to upgrade like genealogy software or Quicken. And also keep in mind that modern computers are engineered to last 18 months for a normal user. And don't worry, you are considered a normal user. Schrock modular PCs and solid-state laptops are specifically designed to last 4 to 6 years for that same normal user, saving your family money and time. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back in. Final segment of Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. Now, throughout the week, we have 3 service centers located in Omaha, 168th and Burke, in Papillion, 27th and Pine Lake, 27th, in Lincoln at 27th and Pine Lake Road. This beeping is getting to me. I'm telling you. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. I'm like, we got to get this fixed. This is crazy. I'm going to talk to Scott about this. And in the Papillion at 84th and Highway 370. So all 3 locations can help you out with anything that's going on with your computer. If it doesn't boot, if it won't work, if you're having an issue, you think you have an infection, anything like that. If you have a situation where your computer isn't turning on and you're worried about your data, or you have an external hard drive that stopped working, oh, thank you, the beeping stopped. Bad. There's a battery backup dying in the studio, and it's from like 1982, but it's dying. And yeah, it needs a new battery, Scott. But anyway, if you have a hard drive, something like that goes out, we can get that data back for you at Schrock, usually at a considerably less expensive cost than if we send it off somewhere else. So do keep us in mind, and tell your friends and family about us when you hear them complaining about their computers or how slow they are. Let us know. We're happy to help them out as well. All right, so when will your version of Microsoft Windows or Office lose its support? We had a few calls this week in the service center from people who were still running the Windows 10 anniversary update, which was the first update after the release of Windows 10, 1 year after the release of Windows 10, hence anniversary update. So the anniversary update is no longer supported by Microsoft. And the reason for that is the whole point of giving you these free upgrades to new versions of Windows. Like I said, these are not updates. These every 6 months, these are completely new versions of Windows. They're upgrades. So why is Microsoft constantly giving you free upgrades to the latest version of Windows 10? They want to keep everybody on the same ecosystem. Because if everyone is in one ecosystem, the cost to support everyone drops by like a multiplier of 4. I mean, it's insane, like 4 times cheaper, because you're not shooting support for all these different versions of Windows. If you're making a device, you only have to test it with one version of Windows. Your testing and compliance needs have gone down. It's the same thing Apple has been doing with their ecosystem for years. So it's nice to see Microsoft trying to simplify things a little bit. The problem was everybody got so used to the complicated system and knows the bureaucracy of the complicated system that now the new simple system is kind of foreign. It seems weird, right? So as a result, if you have the anniversary update, that means you have not received any of the creators updates that have happened over the last 2 years. Why would your computer not have received those updates? You may not have even known you didn't get those updates. You know, if you had Safe Upgrade would tell you that it couldn't do the update or you couldn't get the update. But of all the people who have Safe Upgrade and have a failure situation, we had this happen last time around. If you have a computer that was originally, say, Windows Vista, and then you upgraded it to Windows 7, and then you got a free upgrade from 7 to 10, and now you're marching along through the creators updates, your hardware is too old. Even though your computer works fine for what you want to do, the whole point of creating one ecosystem is to create one set of hardware that everybody can support. Well, we can't include hardware from, 2002 in there. So that hardware is being worked out of the system now. So a lot of motherboards back in the day had built-in graphics chips, right? They still do, but basically if your motherboard has a built-in graphics chip, which most of them did, and most people are using those built-in graphics chips, unless you're a big gamer or something, you don't really need a separate graphics card. Well, then your graphics chip may no longer be compatible with the new version of Windows, which means your screen is going to look really garbagey if we upgrade you to the new version of Windows. Therefore, we're not going to upgrade you to the new version of Windows and give you a garbagey experience. But when the time comes, we're going to draw a line in the sand and say, now you have to upgrade to the newer version or you're done. You don't get any more updates. You don't get any more security updates. You're off the bandwagon. Now, normally, this usually happens after 10, 15 years. So this is the new ecosystem where you have to stay on top of it. It's going to be a 2 to 3 year window, but the updates are free. The versions of Windows are free. You don't have to pay money to get them, but you do have to make the effort to make sure your computer is compatible to receive them. So a lot of times customers will come into Schrock and say, hey, I don't want to buy a whole new computer. This thing's working fine for me. What can I do? Well, the answer is we just have to put a graphics card in your computer. We get like it doesn't have to be an expensive one. Like we get a $99 graphics card, we pop it in your computer, and now you're not using that onboard chip anymore. And because you're not using it anymore, it's disabled. And because it's disabled, Windows 10 will install just fine. So that's one of the things that we do at Schrock. We're here to solve problems for you. You know, I had a guy in the Lincoln Service Center I was working with on Thursday evening, and his computer was going to need like $600 worth of work. I mean, he needed everything. And he was in pretty rough straits. And on top of that, he was running Windows Vista, which is obsolete. And the reason he brought it in is he wanted us to make it safe. There's no way to make a computer that old safe. So I gave him all the options. I said, this is what we could do to improve your safety. You're never going to be like, online banking safe on this computer. But if you want to stay with this computer, this is what we can do. This computer was from 2009. He bought it from us in 2009. I mean, it's darn near 10 years old. No, wait, I'm sorry. No, it was 2003. He bought it in 2003. And, oh my gosh, I mean, they had a good run. And I said, or for that amount of money, I can put you in a brand new computer. The thing is, we make a lot less money selling new computers than we do repairing computers, to be brutally honest. There's virtually no profit margin in new computers for us. That's where a lot of people come in and ask us for a special discount, of like, hey, I've been a customer for a decade. Can you give me a little bit of a discount on the computer? And we'll say, well, maybe we can give you a little bit off this or a little bit off like a data transfer or something, but we can't give you anything off the computer because we are right against the hardware cost on those computers. The bottom line is, we got to compete with the box stores, so that's where the prices are. The right thing to do for this guy was to sell him a new computer. That's what he needed. So I gave him all the options, but then I said I would go with the new computer. I wouldn't fix this one if it was me. And he went that route. So that's what we're about at Schrock. We're about making sure that you get what you need to make the correct decision that's right for you and your family. So if you have friends and family who need computer work, please refer them to us. It means the world to us when we hear about that, and we promise we'll treat them well. All right, today's winner, $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate is Jan. Congratulations, Jan. Christine will get a hold of you on Monday to get you that gift certificate. We'll be up on the Morning Blend, 9:45 tomorrow morning. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. Maybe I don't want to talk about Creators Update. I'm tired of it. See you next week, guys.
From the Millard Roofing Studios, we've got you covered. This is News Radio 1110 KFAB, Omaha, and iHeartRadio.